Training for the planche will take a lot of time and effort, so there's some equipment you can use that can make your training become much easier and also a lot more effective. However, back at the start, I didn't want to use any equipment simply because I didn't want to rely on it. That thought was changed when I was struggling to transition from the stock planche to the advanced stock, and I was stuck for like the longest time. So I decided, fine, let's get a pair of pilots and try it out for the planche workout. And basically, after 2 to 3 days of training with an exercise that I could only do with the pilots, I was able to unlock the advanced stock planche. From that day on, I stopped with the pilots all the way until I could do the full planche, and I know that I was a bit stubborn at first, but if you're fully committed to doing the planche, training with some equipment will surely help you progress much faster. Currently, I am only using 2 types of equipment for my planche training, which are pilots and resistant band. First of all, let's go through the things you can do with the pilots. When you're using pilots to do the planche, you're basically training it with a higher surface compared to usual, which is on the floor. What this does is that it will help you have more momentum so that you can get into the planche hold much more easily. This is crucial for making progress faster, because if you want to unlock any planche progression, you will have to allow your body understand what is it like to maintain that position by doing it as much as you can. So when you use the pilots, it will make it easier for you to do the planche hold attempts to support you unlock the progression that you are aiming for. Next up, with pilots, you can combine the planche with different movements, so you can train with more exercises that you can't usually train on the floor to further improve your strength for the planche, such as planche push-ups, L-sit to planche. You can train for the handstand and handstand push-up to strengthen your shoulders, and so you can progress to the planche press to handstand. These are the 3 combinations that I train the most to advance my planche training. Usually, I would do the L-sit to planche as a different version of the planche attempts to get my body used to holding the planche position. The planche push-up is mainly for building my arms and shoulder strength to support the hold training, and doing the planche press is just simply to look cool. You can always start your training with a few planche attempts, then follow up with a few combinations. By that, I'm sure you will be able to make progress really fast. The last thing about the pilots is it also has higher versions that you can consider training with. You will have the same feeling of holding the planche when using them. It's just that the higher the surface, the more momentum you can gain to get into the planche hold. Such as when training with a dead bar, I can just simply swing my body into the planche position, and I can also build up more of my combo like so. Coming to the second equipment that I actually recently started using is the resistant band. It will also support you in holding the planche much more easily by reducing the weights you will have to maintain. Usually, it is used by making a loop with one end tying to a high object like a pull bar. Then you will go through it and place it around your waist like so. The way I train with the resistant band is that I will start using it during the last phase of the session, close to when I am almost out of strength. So basically, I will start the training with hold attempts, then planche combinations, and finally, when I can't hold the planche anymore, I will use the resistant band so I can continue training even if it is just a few more sets to surpass my limit. Before I started using the resistant band, I could only train to the combinations, and I knew that I still have the strength to train more, but I don't have enough to hold the planche. So by training with the resistance band, I could make up for those last few sets and be able to build my strength even more. You can also use this equipment to unlock the planche progressions, since as I've mentioned above, the key to unlocking the planche is to get your body to become more comfortable with doing it, so you can use the resistance band and the parallettes at the same time to support you in getting into the planche position with less effort. Also, depending on which resistance band you use, you can have more or less supported weight. For example, the one I'm currently using will support around 10 to 15 kilograms, which is around 22 to 30 pounds. And I think this is the sweet spot for the planche. You can do some research to know more about how much weight it can support and find out which one you think will be suitable for you. Overall, having some equipment to support your planche training is a must if you want to make progress faster, since they will give you many more advantages and different ways to train, so I don't see a reason why you shouldn't use them. With that, these are the two types of equipment that I use for the planche and how I train with them to make progress faster. For more planche tips and tutorials, you can check out the playlist in the description. And if you find this video helpful, then a like and subscribe would be super appreciated. Well then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay workout, and I will see you in the next one.